Yes, here we are for part two of the Air and Space Museum in New Zealand. It's in Balboa Park, so it's a great continuation. Yeah. Used to do air. This is how air shows used to do. People would stand. Planes were moving a lot slower back then. They were a lot lighter, so they could move a lot slower and still say airborne. Wouldn't be for not too long before airplanes would start moving so fast. It's basically it's short of being like bolted to the short of being bolted to an airplane. You couldn't walk out anymore.
I got a contract for 20 of them from the Army.
The 1950s are considered the golden age of flying, when it was kind of very classy. It was mainly for wealthy people, but it was considered like, because it was very luxurious, very prim and proper. It was considered like an event that you were flying, not just something you were going through. Ever see Catch Me If You Can? It's kind of like the tail end of it, where it was like ending. Why would they have that here? Why would they have a police cruiser from 9/11? Have them like center hall where they would do any, obviously speaking engagements or presentations. So nothing going on right now. Amelia Earhart didn't even have to. There's pretty good evidence to say that she didn't crash. She ran out of fuel. She was just off target. She was captured by the Japanese and then basically died in captivity. Because shortly after she disappears, Japanese aggression is like all over the place, and probably captured her and then kept her as a prisoner of war and thought she was a spy. There was a history show that they tried to try and dig up her grave, because there were spottings of someone who looked like her in Japanese-controlled territory. Super Sportster. Yeah, people who were having a lot of fun making them. It was brand new. Hurricane Simulator. There is a kind of a close-knit community that still builds these little, like, I guess you would call them the hot rods of the airplane community. Flights of the Ecuador, San Diego.
There's a spearman up there traveling KNET. Yep. That's the best. Correct, inside and out. This one is in the message.
The pea shooter.
All the other are fine.
There was a definite style to this stuff, and it definitely, if you have to say these look like hot rods. This thing is just crazy. Is that made for a kid?
Advances through the Pacific unchecked, capturing American, British, and Dutch territory.
Oh, there's a ball turret. Oh. I think there was a height limit. You couldn't be any bigger than like 5'3", because it was just how cramped it was. Retractable ball turret, yep. Damn, that thing is small. That's my arm. Wow. Gun sight. Jesus. You were really kind of out on your own there. Here's the Mustang, the workhorse. That was a big help. It came down to, yeah, for every swastika they put on means they had a confirmed plane they shot down. Big help here was adding those, which were fuel tanks, so they could, so the fighters could go with the bombers further into Germany and support them. That really helped the bombers out to fend off. The fighters were just, you know, could massively destroy them. Ooh. American Eagle Squadron. Instrument panel. Reproductions. Britain shall not burn. Keep mum, she's not so dumb. Dig for victory. Hitler will send no warning, so always carry your gas mask. Gas mask. Yep. Surprised they had something to the Luftwaffe. But, you know, they were important to aviation. They did a lot of things. Germans came up with jet technology. It just came too late to make any kind of significant difference. They only had a handful of jet planes.
Oh yeah. Why we don't care?
And of course, the aircraft carrier. Just on the Midway earlier today. This is the model of the Yorktown. Ah, okay. The Hellcats. They had the second best ever kill ratio. Best in the United States, not worldwide. Japanese. Mig's Alley. Yeah, that was in Korea. When, yeah. The Korean War, there was a section where you could constantly, American pilots could go up against, I think they were Chinese pilots flying Russian MiGs. The Blue Angels. I've seen them. They've come to town. I've seen them. I've seen them perform. I've also I've done a VR experience. You can find a VR experience for the Blue Angels if you got VR equipment for free online on YouTube, I believe. That's the aerospace. lot of cool stuff. I like some of the planes. I especially like the engines, kind of like everything intertwined and how it just everything. Like, look at this jumbled mess. It doesn't make any sense to anyone except someone who knows what's actually going on. And what you do is you actually you look at it so much that you don't even notice things. You just notice the systems that you're looking at. So if anyone's curious at how mechanics can look at these things and how do you even know anything's going on? It's because you just are able to focus on one thing and pick it out, kind of like a single voice in the middle of a crowded, in the middle of a crowd talking. And that was the Science Museum. It's just a nice big circular tour of the place. They got a lot of interesting things, and I like the science and coming to some of the past stuff that they've done over the years. So I found it fascinating. I even bought a commemorative set from, I think it was a Apollo 13, what it is, of coins. So, no, it wasn't Apollo 13. I think it was Apollo 14. Apollo 14 coins. So, this was a great little visit. I liked.